Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Ceres in Capricorn in a natal chart. Now, Ceres in astrology can be associated with nurturing and caring. It could reflect how we may nurture and care for others, but also how we may desire to be nurtured and cared for. Now, given that this is in Capricorn, it might be one that might really be nurturing others in terms of their career, helping others fulfill their ambitions, give them direction as far as career aspirations go, perhaps also through structure and discipline, giving that in somebody's life. It could also be somebody that nurtures with a lot of consistency and someone that might require it in a very regimented and consistent manner, but also through mentoring others as well, and through perhaps through doing this is how one may nurture for people that have this position, and also in terms of responsibilities or just by being responsible for others as well. And remember that Capricorn can be connected like with dentistry, so it could be somebody, especially if this is like a parent that might really encourage their children in terms of taking care of their teeth and making sure that their teeth are taken care of, even if there's any minuscule or minor problem or pain connected with that. So anyway, Ceres in astrology can also be connected with dissipated or depleted self-worth or self-esteem. Now, given that this is Capricorn energy, Capricorn can be associated with limitations, restrictions, some even, which could be debilitations. It could be some issues with the father or dealing with older people. There might be some sorrow in connection with that, or maybe even one may not simply be happy with their social status or stature in life. This person may have been vilified at one time and may have succumbed to some damage to their reputation, their public image, and maybe it has something to do with the person's career that is causing lack of worthiness and connection with oneself, or maybe not being able to fulfill some kind of responsibilities. Maybe there was some issues with somebody in some political figure or something government related that might be causing these issues as well. Maybe this person in some isolated cases may be dependent on some government help for assistance, and there is some depleted self-worth and connection with that. Now, also, too, Ceres in astrology can be connected with eating issues or disorders that are associated with food and eating. Now, given that this is a Capricorn energy, sadly, it might be something connected with, it might be something very consistent and very regimented that a person, if they have some kind of issue, it might be something that the person, if it's a binging issue or purging issue or what have you, it might be done like the same time every day, or something where it's very consistent on some consistent schedule. It might be something too that might be attributed to some depression or a person feeling melancholy or despondent, and might be a person just feeling very depressed. It may be something that might be, something connected with one's career, or could even be just a very serious issue. When I'm saying with one's career, having to appear a certain way, say if the person is involved with modeling or acting, where their physique, their appearance is of utmost importance and significance, and may be associated with that. But eating issues and disorders, of course, are very rare and isolated. But anyway, now, Ceres in astrology can also be associated with how one may, it could be with raising children. Now, this could be a person that may raise children perhaps with a lot of structure, a lot of discipline, by being very consistent, by showing a lot of responsibility with their children. Might be raised in a very orthodox and conventional manner. It may be done in a very business-like manner as well, and also encouraging the children to be very premeditated, very responsible, and also be very prudent and act and use a lot of discretion in just in life in general, and to be structured and disciplined. So anyway, well, Ceres in astrology can also be connected with being for being coerced into going somewhere when you don't want to go, or being forcibly having to go somewhere against your will. It can be associated with kidnapping and abductions. Now, kidnappings and abductions, of course, are very remote. They're very minuscule. They very rarely happen. But in the isolated case, if this person has this placement and an abduction does take place, some cases it might be involving an older person. It may be where the person might be involved in an abduction near a business. It may be somebody that's got some kind of limitation or restriction or debilitation. This is something that might cause, some kind of depression or despondency later on. And an abduction that may take place that would be very premeditated or planned and planned out very well. So those are some ways this can manifest and pan out. Now, Ceres in astrology can also be associated with family connections. This could be one that may be involved, as far as their family goes, they see them as very serious, mature, not overly whimsical or jocular, but family that could be very businesslike and conventional. Now, of course, you've got to look, your chart, if you have any contraindicators such as Uranus in the 4th house or your moon in Aquarius. There could be something where your family might be a little bit more unconventional to some degree, and also family members, let's say they have Uranus prominent or Aquarius prominent in their chart, they could be, a little bit, some of those people might be a little bit more unorthodox or unconventional anyway. Now, but again, the family could be something where it could be very traditional but you might see them as somewhat cold and undemonstrative to some degree. And a lot of the activities with the family members may have been one where they're very much planned ahead and premeditated. But given that's Capricorn energy, your connection with them may be very serious, and you may take your family and anything that transpires with them very seriously. So anyway. Well, Ceres in astrology can also be associated with dejection, sorrow, and disappointment. Now, somebody may experience some despondency. It may be connected maybe through not working within the parameters or guidelines of something, whether it was from some authority figure or what have you, such as doing something connected with their career that they weren't necessarily supposed to be doing, or going against what an authority figure may have said, and of course facing some repercussions because of it. It could be something government related or something with politics. Even some kind of business, if this person is involved in some kind of business endeavor, there might be some sorrow or disappointment connection with that, perhaps due to a failed business. It may be in some cases actually dealing with depression or just despondency in general, just feeling low and down. It may be dealing with perhaps some kind of tyrannical or authoritative boss or father, or just a person in general. Even it could be a friend. It could cover many different people, of course. But anyway. Ceres in astrology can also be connected with protective energy. Now, this could be a person that may strongly be protective of their reputation, their public image, their career, their social status, their stature in life. It could be also of their father, and also of older people in general. It could be a grandfather, grandmother, or if they have any older people that are simply prominent in their life scheme, it could even just be a close friend. This could be where a lot of that protective energy may come out. So anyway. Well, Ceres in astrology can also be associated with clothing. Now, this could be a person that might really prefer very conventional, orthodox type clothing, being very consistent with what one may wear. This person may be connected strongly like business attire, but also could be like very gloomy colors, because Capricorn energy can be depressive and sad. So anyway, and it could be clothing that maybe even that your father may have worn in some cases and maybe passed on to you. It could be clothing that you wear that makes you look very professional and very mature. So those are some ways this could pan out. But anyway, Ceres in astrology can also be associated with what one may obliterate in order to restore what one may previously have had. And given that this is Capricorn energy, it may be something like with one's career ambitions to restore maybe some structure or discipline in life, and maybe even something connected with responsibility. It could even be, I mean, say if it's in, you say if you have this like in the fifth house of hobbies, and it could be something where you might even eliminate some kind of Capricorn hobby or hobbies such as like mountain climbing or something with crafts or something that's connected with structure, even putting, like those little plastic model cars together in order to have more structure and discipline perhaps in your love life or even with children, with your children as well, and being responsible for them. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.